Welcome to the Sunbirds Sports Show with Paul Meadors. Brought to you by Fresno Pacific University on 790 ESPN.
Good evening and happy Wednesday to everybody out there. This is the Sunbirds Sports Show, and I'm your host, Paul Meadors, live on 790 ESPN on the 1430 ESPN Studios just across from Bullard High School. Every Wednesday, we love talking about Fresno Pacific University athletics. You can go back and listen to any past episode on anywhere that you listen to your podcasts. It's actually up on YouTube as well. Of course, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and tonight, it's really cool. Excited to announce we are videotaping live on YouTube. We got 3 different cameras set up in here. And again, if you miss any part of any shows, you can go back and watch or listen. I love doing this show every Wednesday night. I love Fresno Pacific Athletics. I am an alum of the school. And tonight we have the men's basketball program in the house. They have been preseason ranked by the coaches of the PacWest as the number 2 ranked basketball team going in. This is going to be a very exciting season for Fresno Pacific men's basketball. We have, of course, head coach CJ Haydock in his 10th year at the university. We have senior guard Isaac Peralta and junior guard Seth Brown in the house as well. And a couple newcomers / local products are here as well. Freshman Lucas Jones from Clovis North High School and Logan Kilbert from Sierra High School. He is the Central Section's all-time leading scorer. I had the pleasure of watching both of those young men throughout their high school career, and now they're playing college basketball at Fresno Pacific University, and you're going to hear all of these athletes' stories after the break. We have another fun announcement. On Monday, November 3rd, you guys can't miss this, at the Save Mart Center, Fresno Pacific University, both the women's team at 5 o'clock and then the men's team following at 7:30 are playing Fresno State. They've been playing for the last few years. The men's team, actually, they were not able to play last year. The women's programs were able to play at the Save Mart Center. But Monday, exciting event. We want you guys there in the seats. And if you can't make it, or even if you do make it, you can listen online on this channel, 790 ESPN. Scott Bemis is going to be on the play-by-play call, and I'm going to be providing the color for both games. Very, very excited about this opportunity, not only for 790 ESPN, but for Fresno Pacific University. It's going to be a fun night. As always, we have some news and notes from the past week regarding Fresno Pacific Athletics, and then we're going to bring on Isaac and Seth and Coach Haydock. The Sunbirds, they've been all over California for the past week and even Hawaii. On Friday, both the men's and women's soccer team went up to Rockland and played Jessup University. The women won a 4-3 shootout against the Warriors. Carruthers local Giselle Gary scored twice. Central East product Carissa Lopez got a goal, and then junior Takoya Castillo sealed the deal. Sophomore Giselle Aguirre's goals got her the Raising Cane's Sunbird Athlete of the Week. The men played to a 2-2 draw against the Warriors. A couple goals, actually one goal from Brandon Lopez and one from Zion Vaughn. That's Vaughn's 7th of the season. The men traveled to number 16 Cal State Dominguez Hills on Monday and lost 1-0. Men's water polo had a very active weekend against Division I opponents in the Julian Fraser Memorial Tournament hosted by Santa Clara. On Friday, they lost 21-12 to Bucknell, then lost to number 12 CBU 17-9 and to number 15 Loyola Marymount University, and then lost 16-3 to the 7th-ranked team in the nation, Pacific. Forrest Gray had 7 goals, and Christian Clark had 7 over the weekend. Forrest Gray actually had 9 goals. The women's swim team was active at a tri-meet at Fresno State along with Cal State East Bay. Senior Jillian Lambert notched the Birds best place by placing 50 in the 50 free, finished in 5th place. Men's and women's cross-country team took the Birds across the ocean to Hawaii, where the first PacWest championships were held. The women finished 6th, with Farmersville local Jaleesa Avila leading the way for the women, good enough for 17th place and All-PacWest third team honors. The men finished second as a team, led by true freshman and Buchanan local Luke Sanders, earning him All-PacWest first-team honors, got a 7th-place finish, and the title of Raising Cane's Sunbird Athlete of the Week. A couple local kids, Sanger Sawyer Pugesi, Parlier's local Evan Torres, and Kenyan native Rodney Kamalma all earned PacWest second-team honors. Sanger senior David De Loria and sophomore Daniel Galvez earned all PacWest third-team honors. Volleyball, how about these girls? They continued their unbeaten streak up in Menlo, and they took down the Oaks 3-1. Hoover local Michaela Smith tallied 19 kills, and Buchanan product Michaela Weiss added 36 assists. The Birds moved to 13th in the nation, the AVCA poll for their efforts, the 3rd highest ranked West Region team. All right, we're going to take a break here. We're going to bring on members of the Fresno Pacific University basketball team. You're hearing it all live on the Sunbird Sports Show on 790 ESPN.
Now, welcome back to the Sunbird Sports Show with Paul Meadors on 790 ESPN.
All right, welcome back to the Sunbird Sports Show. I'm your host, Paul Meadors, live here in the ESPN Studios. We're on YouTube as well. We got 3 different camera angles, so when you guys are speaking, you're going to be highlighted. This is going to be cool stuff. Excited to have the men's basketball program in the house today. We got senior Isaac Peralta and Seth Brown. He is a junior, top 2 leading scorers from last season. And, of course, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, buttering you up already here, Coach CJ Haydock. So, boys, how you guys doing, man? You guys doing good? You guys had a little shoot around today maybe, or just getting some shots up? No real practice today, right?
Nah, yeah, usual, just, getting a rest up every day.
What are those shooting sessions look like for you guys? You like bringing on another guy, you getting up, 15 footers to start and then moving it back? What's that look like?
Yeah, usually start pretty close, like mid ranges, getting the threes. Usually bringing a partner, but sometimes be going in on my own too. So it just depends.
Do you like shooting by yourself? That's one of my. I'll be honest. I love shooting in a gym by myself, peaceful, just me against the rim, working on some stuff. You guys cool with that?
I personally hate shooting with other people. I'm in there by myself. I need to be on the gun by myself. Like IP said though, like real emphasis for me at least is like catch and shoot mid range. Like we got to start off close to the basket first, and then we can move back to the threes. But yeah,
I want to talk to you guys about off season, your training regimen. Like, you guys feel you came into this year in your best physical shape of your life, maybe mentally and physically as well? Just kind of talk about that process and where you guys feel right now, Isaac.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, I really keyed in on and focused on taking care of my body, trying to get stronger in the weight room, even get in the sand too to increase my agility and speed and stuff like that. And yeah, just staying on top of my recovery, stretching every night, and just taking care of it, because that's most important, especially with the load that I get during the season. So.
It's a big load. Right? I've seen you work out there. You get a lot of minutes. Seth, what about for you? What was summer like, and how do you feel coming into the season?
Yeah, I feel good. I'd say summer's kind of the same as IP. Working on just making sure I'm still shooting every day, but also heavy emphasis. I lost a couple pounds over the summer, but also gained some muscle. So we're working on that strength aspect, and also finding that agility too, trying to become a better defensive player. I think this season, and I think I succeeded with that in the offseason. I think my defense is at a different level than it was last year. So really looking forward to applying that to when season comes around.
Do you feel pretty locked in defensively?
Oh, absolutely.
The mindset.
Me and the team. I think the team's in a great spot right now. Just with the concepts that Coach Haydock is giving us. I think we're gonna be a force to be reckoned with for sure.
All right, we're definitely going to talk about the season and what that's going to look like for you guys. But Coach, you've poured a lot of yourself into both of these guys. These guys have poured a lot of themselves into the program. Senior leadership with IP, Seth coming in as a top one of the top scorers as well. Expectations for you and your staff for both of these guys coming into the year is what?
Yeah. I mean, I think we just we feel really fortunate to watch young men grow up. They show up to us as supposed men and they really turn into real men. And so I think we feel really strongly that we've been handed an advantage in our league with the most continuity, with the most maturity, with the most returning experience. But the thing about advantages is you have to use them. You don't just they can go to waste. And so I think that's our biggest standard and expectation for these two is, we graduated a senior class last year. That's one of the best groups. We work at a pretty good institution. We do a good job of recruiting high character young men. And last year we graduated a crew that's an all-time leader. And so I think that's what we've leaned on. We know these two's talent. We know their work ethic. We know their care for others. And so I think what we've really tried to communicate with them and foster in them and develop in them and challenging them to is stepping into how well can you lead? How well can you hold others accountable? How loudly can you love your teammates? I think that's the two biggest things that we've tried to see from these two kind of flourish in their leadership.
Let's talk about on the court. What do you see IP on the court? An extension of yourself?
Yeah.
He could score at different levels. What do you see him on the court this year?
Yeah, there's 4 returning all-league players in the league, and we think Isaac's the best of them. And best point guard in the league, and somebody who just really sets the pace for us, and all those things. I think we've been really blessed in. We coached him pretty hard as a freshman to try to raise his defensive level, and ever since then the buy-in has been really good. And so you just get this level of consistency at the point of attack in terms of getting us in transition, hunting paint touches, and then on the other end we demand that he guards 94 feet every possession, and we usually task him with the other team's best ball handler. So, and he's done all that the last couple of years by playing probably too heavy a minutes load to be transparent, and just keep showing up for it. And so, I think whatever he wants this year to be, if he performs it the way he is capable of, our team is going to have to match that for him to get the accolades he deserves for sure. I've been really excited in fall and some of our scrimmage stuff in terms of how well he's distributed the ball. He's taken some of his ball pressure defensively to a whole nother level. So there's more in him that we're really proud of. And then, with Seth, I think it really clicked for him in February of last year, where he turned into this instead of just a scorer, a utility player, was defending at a really high level, was rebounding at a really high level, and was starting to figure out some of the playmakings for others. And that has gone to a whole new level this fall. His leadership has been unbelievable, just a voice all the time, has really grasped what we want to do X's and O's wise. His buy-in has been tremendous. And so I think we have aspirations to be a really good basketball team. When you're a really good basketball team, in that guys will find individual awards. So we think we have 2 all-league players sitting in here with us, but they have to produce at that level, and we as a team have to produce at that level. Otherwise, it doesn't transpire that way.
Seth, I want to ask you about personal goals and team goals for you coming into this year. What are some things that you would really like to see? I know you talked about your defense, right, being a lockdown type of guy.
Yes, sir.
What are some goals that you have throughout the season?
Just what Coach Haydock said. Personal goals, being all-league player for sure. I think that should be every person's personal goal in this league. But also, I didn't have the best shooting year last year, so want to get back to, getting the numbers that I'm used to shooting from three-point range. So that's another personal goal for me. And then, again, just defense. I think defense is going to win us games. I need to be able to guard 1 through 5. That's how we want to play. We want to be a high-switch team. And I think me having that utility of being able to guard everybody on the court is going to be super useful for us this season.
IP. Well, Seth, IP's got a nickname, right? That's been there for a while. You got a nickname? What are they?
Yeah,
the
guys on the team call me Brown.
Just Brown?
Just Brown.
Pretty generic.
All right.
Yeah.
IP, what some personal team goals for this year?
Yeah, personal goals for me is just to be an all-league guy again, and honestly just to try to be the best leader I can every single day for our guys. Just trying to be have more of a voice every day and just be engaged as possible. With film sessions, practice, just try to, bond the guys off the court too. And yeah, as a team, I just want to make the PacWest tournament, even try to punch our ticket to the regional tournament as well. And I know we're very capable. I know we have the potential to do it, and we just have to be locked in every day to try to get better and be the best version of ourselves.
IP, what's your What's your favorite play on the court? Like, you like teardrops, you like floaters, you like an and one at the rim going against a 7-footer. I don't know what.
That's it right there.
What do you like?
I like a good floater. Just
All right.
all net.
No backboard, right? Just
Nope.
straight through.
Yep.
What do you?
I'm not.
Coach?
I'm not buying that.
Yeah, me
There is
neither.
nothing that gets
Me
IP.
neither.
You can see IP turn the corner in the ball screen and see like a big coming over to meet him, like a 6'10" guy, and you can watch. I mean, he's a really level-headed, even-keeled, not big emotion guy, but you can watch his eyes get big when he realizes, oh, I get to put my shoulder in this dude's chin. He's going to foul me, and I'm going to make the layup. So he can claim the cute floater, but he's got this like cutthroat side to him that he's like, no, I'm going through your chin, and I'm scoring on you. And by the way, you're gonna foul me. So I think that's up there too for
Maybe
IP.
he's working on the floater.
Yeah,
but
the floater's
that's really
nice too,
his
no
favorite
doubt.
play.
But he's got this. I want to go through you to him for sure.
All right, that's valid. That's valid.
Certified.
Seth, what about for you, man? You like a pull-up three in transition or getting to the rim? What do you like?
Yeah, nothing beats a 3-ball. Nothing beats a 3-ball.
The great equalizer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Coach, let's talk about that number 2 ranking that you guys have from the coaches poll, right? Coaches poll? Is
Yeah,
that what it
Coach
was?
Poll picked us. Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean to you? It means you've got a good team coming back. Coaches respect you, but you know you're going to have to perform on the court. But what does that say about your program that you guys came in as that?
You know, I think like the world forgets sometimes about the value of like taking the stairs. Sometimes like in a fast-paced world, we forget about those things. And I think it's just like, I have a lot of respect for our league, the level of play, the coaching that occurs, all those things. I think at the bottom line, it's like a testament of like, no, we know those guys are old and experienced. We know they have guys that are proven at this level. And we know what that's looked like before. And so it's for sure cool, but it doesn't get us anything. I think the last time we were at this phase of our project where we took a young crew and we grew with them was in 2021 and 21-22, and we were top 25 in the country both those years. And so I think we already know internally, like, Isaac Peralta deserves to go out a winner. So that's way more of an incentive for me. It's way more of a motivation for Seth to make sure that IP in his senior year goes out a winner than living up to some poll. So, I hope we're not distracted by it. I'll probably bludgeon our guys with it to make sure that it doesn't take foot. It's cool to have respect. I think respect in Fresno is really, really, really hard to come by. We recruit internationally some. We recruit a different path than most teams in our league. And so in 7 of my 9 years, we've outperformed the poll. And so it's cool. It comes with some things. But I think we have other incentive that's much more important to us than what other people say about us.
We have members of the men's basketball team at Fresno Pacific University here in the house. Isaac Peralta, Seth Brown, Coach Haydock. I want to talk about the chemistry that you two guys have on the court. Is it come to the point where maybe there's just a look or a wink, or maybe in the huddle you're like, hey, on the third possession, like, look for this, maybe back door here, but then come, I don't know, whatever. Like, what about the chemistry with you guys?
It's not even a look anymore. You just got to be ready for when IP throw the ball. We had a practice, and we had a shooter open in the corner, and he's looking in the opposite corner on ball side, and he throws a no look to the corner. I mean, that's just the type of point guard IP is. So I think just the chemistry that we've built, like, I think we now know what we're doing. So it's like, it's for a shooter, when you're getting the ball. It's easier, preparation, shot preparation, all that. Or when IP's going to take it to the rack. But also just being comfortable with him, like, you got to know when you're going to get the ball with him, and playing with him so much, it's just I feel like I know when I'm ready for it. So that's really been a gift for me to have this time to play with IP and really get to learn to him as a point guard.
And he puts it on the money for you.
Oh,
right.
always.
He knows where.
Laces.
Sure, you
See,
better
I
put
be
it
yelling
right
at
here.
teammates, put the ball on the laces, all that.
That's right.
For shooters, I never had that problem with that. Never, ever.
That's awesome. IP, chemistry-wise, how you feel with Seth out there with you?
Yeah, for me, like, I'm always trying to, hunt Seth on the perimeter, and anytime I could try to drive in and draw an extra guy to, maybe help off him a little bit, because I know he's going to be, like, getting pressured pretty good on the perimeter, and people are going to be trying to run him off the line. If if I could try to get his guy to help and get him a little bit extra space, like I'm always looking for him. And even running in transition, like, you know, I want to hunt kick ups and just see if he gets some easy baskets, easy lays, because obviously if he sees the ball go in, like that's gonna help with his confidence, you know. So yeah, like I'm just trying to set him up the best I can and give him easy looks.
You got a good point guard right there, Seth, man.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a good
For
point
sure.
guard. I want to ask you guys first about Monday's game. Fresno State, Save Mart Center, gonna be a good crowd. How are you guys framing this game? You got something to prove? You're gonna go out there and just play your game. How are you mentally going into this contest on Monday?
I mean, I definitely think the energy is gonna be high. You know, there's gonna be a good crowd, but I feel like for us, like we kind of have to block all of that out and just focus on us and just focus on trying to, you know, get better and do the stuff that we work on in practice, because obviously it doesn't really start to really matter until November 15th when we, you know, play East Bay and stuff like that. So I think this game is just going to be a good challenge for us and just a chance for us to, like, really show what we've been working on and just, you know, stay disciplined and apply the principles that Coach has been teaching us. So,
Says, what about for you? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity to play in front of, you know, a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of family. But, you know, kind of like IP said, like, this doesn't really count for us. So for us, I feel like it's more focusing on, you know, just getting good reps. You know, we play in practice against each other. We play against each other all the time. But, you know, with Fresno State, we got better athletes, higher flyers and all that. So it's really just hammering home the concepts that we work on in practice and then going out and doing it against some good athletes. So it'll be a great test for us. But, again, we want to come out and win, though. Don't get me wrong.
Coach, how are you framing this?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about this. So, like, you know, we're an anti-goal program. We, like, talk about how do we be the best week to week? How do we build structures and habits that do that? We have a process we call commitments. That framework is going to be really important for our team. But also, like, we've done this now. This will be IP. You played there twice before. This will be your third one?
yeah.
This will be IP's third. I think it'll be my fifth time in the Save Mart Center against Fresno State. And one, I'm really proud of the dudes that I get to, like, rock with in there. They deserve that spotlight, and we go underappreciated for what we do for our city and for our hoop community, without a doubt. Partially because of my detriment, because I'm not a self-promoter, and I teach our guys not to be self-promoters. But so the spotlight is cool. It's my job to make sure that they enjoy that spotlight. It's also our job to stay true to our process. However, you know, this will be the fifth time I've done it. IP's third time. Seth will get to experience it for the first time. It'll be a great time. It means something to our corner of the city. You know, the amount of alumni ticket requests I have going on my phone right now. And, you know, the last couple times we've outdrawn the Dogs fans. There's a lot more orange than there is red. And so I honestly feel stuck because there's a part of me that wants to acknowledge what it means to our community and that they want to see us represent them really, really well. The other part of me is, like, we're playing with house money, having a great time in prep, and we don't play a Division II game until November 15th. And so it's that tension I think we're caught in. For our team, like, we have the same message every day. Did we get a little tougher? Did we get a little more together? And if we were tougher and more together than the other team, we live with whatever the outcome is. And so that'll be true on a bigger stage. But at the same time, acknowledging what it means to our families, what it means to our fans, what it means to our alumni is also a part of that process. And so I've been kind of sitting in that tension for the last couple of days as we gear up and prep for it. But, you know, for our team, like, can we get better on every play? Can we represent our university the right way? Can we have a grand old time doing it? Those are the things I want out of that game.
All right, we're excited about it. We got a couple minutes. Now we got some fun questions for you guys. You guys have some time to sit on it too. All right, here we go. Here we go. If there is a movie out there, what's a movie that best describes you or your life? Who we letting go first here? Who's ready?
I'll take it first. I feel like
all
I'm
right.
ready. I don't know how deeply this describes me, but my favorite movie of all time is Interstellar. And I feel like that's a super, just like, it messes with your mind. It's hard to understand. It's intricate. And I don't know, I just feel like me as a person, I feel like I'm an intricate person. There's a lot of different facets about me. And I feel like, I don't know, I think it works.
All right, head. Quiz for you then. Who directed it and who did the soundtrack to it? Am I putting them on the spot?
Direction.
That's a tough question.
Christopher Nolan.
There you go. One for two. How about who did the music?
Soundtrack.
You can hear it in your head, can't you?
No, yeah. It's in there.
Huh?
I might need a hint.
Huh?
You have it?
Yeah, I got it. Hans Zimmer.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten that.
Okay.
I know they do a lot of other
They do a lot of
amazing movie sounds.
It's more
but
atmospheric, right?
Yeah.
Background stuff. You hear
It's an
the organ, right? All right, Interstellar, Seth Brown.
Incredible pick. This is going to be hard to live
Good
up to,
pick.
IP. This is hard to
Just
live up
say
to, bud. Interstellar?
Hoosiers or something. I don't know. Just
Coach Carter.
Honestly, I was gonna say Coach Carter. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like teaching lessons in there, and I feel like it's got a lot of. It's like mainly about discipline and just like, you know, trying to make good decisions throughout your life, and you know, obviously, yeah, it's a basketball movie, so
all
I
right.
just gravitated.
There you go. All right. Can we do this in 1 minute? Can you guys tell me your favorite basketball player of all time? How about 45 seconds total?
Yeah.
Who's going?
I'll go first.
Go, Seth, let's
Steph
go.
Curry. Steph Curry. Steph
Yeah,
Curry. Steph
there you
Curry.
go.
I don't. You get the LeBron guys, the Jordan guys, sure, whatever. But nah, Steph is my goat. Steph is the best player of all time.
Generational.
So this is who we think is the greatest, or just our favorite player?
Your favorite player. Let's go your favorite player.
Gotta be D Wade.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
It's a good deep cut.
All
It's also a
right.
good analogy for
You've
you.
seen his highlights, right?
Of
Like,
course.
yeah.
Of course. I'm a Miami Heat guy. So.
all right. Coach, do I know yours? Who do you got?
Lifelong San Antonio Spurs fan.
I know.
You can pick any of them. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu, Tony Parker. You can pick any of them, and I'll say they're my favorite. I love them all.
Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen,
Fresno.
Sean
native.
Elliott.
Sean
Name
Elliott.
them all.
All right, good stuff. All right, we got to take a break. We're going to bring you guys back later. We got a couple players waiting in the wings to come in. So we're going to take a break. We're going to bring out more members of the Fresno Pacific University men's basketball team on the Sunbirds Sports Show and 790 ESPN.
Welcome back to the Sunbird Sports Show on 790 ESPN.
On the show today, remember, November 3rd, Monday, women's program, followed by the men's program. 5 o'clock, they're going to be taking on Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. 7:30 tip-off. We're going to have it on 790 ESPN. Super excited about that. Scott Bemis is going to be doing a play-by-play, and I'll be providing the color for the game. Really excited about this opportunity for both of the programs. They've done this for a while. What did we say, Coach? 5 years?
Yeah.
I know last year didn't work out, but 5 years?
Yeah, 5 of the last 6. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So heard from Seth Brown and Isaac Peralta in segment number 1. Now we have a couple newcomers, Loukas Jones, freshman from Clovis North, and Logan Kilbert, freshman from Sierra High School. I had the pleasure of watching these two guys ball it up in high school, and now they're here at Fresno Pacific, staying local. So, and both of them were on my high school show too, so this should be no problem for either of them.
Long-term rapport.
Long-term, man. So, like, how has it been? How's the transition been? I know, Logan, you spent a year at Weber State, and Loukas straight from Clovis North to Fresno Pacific. But how's the transition been for you guys? Like, going from high school to college, there've been some moments you're like, man, this is big time basketball. Like, what's kind of been some of your responses to those?
Something I'd say for the transition part, I'll say the intensity everyone brings, on a day-to-day basis, and I really enjoy it. Whether it's on the court or in the weight room or just playing 2K. Everyone's competing, and I love it a lot for sure.
Competition,
Yes.
right? Logan, what about for you? Even your time at Weber State, what would have been some moments for you transitioning from high school ball to college?
I would say some of the moments are you can't really do everything you did in high school and college. Like, for example, everything's off 2 feet in the paint. There's no more 1 foot. You have to sprint to the corner every time down. There's just some things that you have to take out of your game to be more prepared for the game in college.
Was there a specific moment, like maybe in a first couple of practices, or maybe in an exhibition or scrimmage, you're like, man, I couldn't get away with that, in these days? It's like putting your shoulder into things, or every player's a lot stronger, obviously, but is there something specific you can point to?
Yeah, I would say last year, like, if I wasn't in the corner, I'm getting subbed out immediately. If I didn't go up 2 feet, I'm getting subbed out immediately. So it was just kind of like you had to figure it out on the fly.
The going off a 1 foot thing, I would say, is big.
Yeah.
It's a huge transition, right? You're like, man, I used to be able to get to the rim from the free throw line or whatever, right? But no mas.
No mas. It's like the number one thing guards have to adapt to in college is you got to get to 2, because there's 6'10" guys coming to block that stuff. So it's a huge adjustment. Guys who come from well-coached programs make that adjustment pretty quickly. They figure it out. But it can take some time for some guys for sure.
But you got lifelong basketball dudes right here.
Yeah.
So, both sons of coaches, well-known coaches in the area as well. I want to go back a little bit. Obviously, you guys are playing for Fresno Pacific. Maybe you guys imagined this, maybe you didn't, but you guys do have a long history together. When Loukas, talk about when you guys first met. When you first met Logan, like pee-wee basketball when the rims are lower to 4 feet. Like what?
Yeah. Well, the first time I met Logan, it was I was 3rd grade. He was in 4th grade, probably.
Yep.
And then, yeah, we played Stampede basketball. I would always play a grade up, so it would always be with his team. And yeah, it was super fun, growing up together. And then, yeah.
Like, what are some things that you remember from those times with Logan? You're like, hey, that dude's kind of tall already, or like, I don't know, what do you remember?
No, yeah, he was definitely super tall growing up. He was always a fantastic shooter. I remember one game actually he hit, it was like 7 threes, in those little kid games. So it was pretty unique seeing that. Yeah, for sure.
Logan, what about for you? You remember Loukas at all growing up?
Of course. I remember all the Reno tournaments we would go to. Always a special place over there. And, yeah, he was a great player ever since he was little and still is to this day.
What did you notice about him? Like, he just pumped up your shooting, right? It was like, man, when you were, 3rd, 4th grade or whatever, remember you pumping in some threes. Do you remember anything about Loukas' game? You better answer. You better give a good answer here.
Yeah. I just remember he could shoot it, and
all right.
he was a really good team player, and, yeah, great
all
player.
Right. There's a good answer. All right. You guys have played tons of AAU. Loukas, how many games do you think you've played in your career already? Geez, you probably played, AAU, 40 a summer? I don't know. Is that like a decent number? And then close to 40 during the season? So maybe
And then
75 games?
And then another 40 in like summer league fall ball with Clovis North too,
Yeah, that's
probably.
true.
Over 100, I would guess,
for
right?
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Someone would have to do the math on that. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, playing all those high-level games, through the state tournament at high school level, you're playing against the best dudes in the West region, right? How do you think that prepared you for college? Like, you're probably not intimidated by anything, right? You play a calm game of basketball. Are those some of the things you think AAU helped develop you?
Yeah, for sure. Just growing up for my all my 4 years for playing with Clovis North, we would always play such a high level of competition, playing all the best teams, best players. It kind of just gets me ready, with the physicality and all the speed that goes with it. It kind of just sticks with me and translates, which is good for coming up to the next level of playing basketball, for sure.
And you can say that your Clovis North team beat Tunde Yesufu, the leading scorer in California history and probably an NBA guy as well, right? What kind of great memories do you have from that game at Stelland Arena?
Oh wow, that was a special time because I remember everyone had us losing by about 20 plus.
Even though you guys were the 1 seed, which is
we were
crazy.
the 1 seed, they had us losing, and so that kind of put a chip on our shoulder, and we just went out there and did our job and got the dub for sure.
You got a big old fat ring too?
Oh yeah.
Where's that ring sitting right now?
It's in my room on the desk right now.
Do you look at it every once in a while? Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, we did it.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Logan, you kind of have a different path to Fresno Pacific. Decided to go to Weber State. How did that? I remember. What did you discover about yourself? Talked a little bit about not getting away with going off 1 foot. Different. You got to sprint to the corner or getting subbed out. What are some things that you learned from that experience that you're taking with you at Fresno Pacific?
Well, that's a good question. Some things I learned over there is how to be a good teammate even if you aren't playing, and just being an overall team guy, I would say.
Yeah, that's big. That's big because Fresno Pacific's all about the team,
No doubt.
right? All about the team. Coach, you've had your eye on both these guys for a while.
Yeah.
How excited, first of all, were you to get them, and then what do you see that they could bring to the program?
Yeah. I think they check all the boxes, right? Like, we've had coaches' kids in our programs before, but, like, there's something special about coaching kids who are wired the right way, who are winners, who are the best of Fresno. That's something our program takes really seriously in terms of, like, we want our local guys to take pride and represent our city. And we also take it seriously, and when they come here, can we honor that with their experience? And so, we recruit both of them really hard. And, there's a level of maturity that exists in terms of their ability to make an impact right away. Obviously, both of them can shoot it at a high level. I think both are much further along defensively than I told them they were going to be when we recruited them. They're just like the level of IQ, the steadiness, the maturation. They're both pretty mellow. They've got a burning fire and passion in them, but it's controlled. Guys that can do a little bit off the bounce and not turn it over. We're just really, really excited. And like, we had pretty high expectations for where they would be when they arrived, 2 months ago. And to be quite honest, both of them have knocked it out of the park. They're far further along than we thought they were going to be at this stage in the season. So, it's a privilege when, I think I tell everybody, like, our guys choose us. We tell our staff that, we tell our team that, like, they choose us. And there's something really powerful in that. I think in the narcissism of today, some coaches lose that sometimes. When you come from basketball royalty like these two, and you have all the other things, that choice means even more because the level of education from their families, because of their knowledge of the game, all those things. It's just it's a really defined, strong privilege to get to coach dudes like that and like these two.
I want to focus a little bit more on that. We've had this conversation before, but recruiting locally.
Yeah.
Right, seeing these guys on the roster. Got Abram Potts from San Joaquin Memorial. I think there's, two other?
There's a bunch. There's 7 freshmen from the Valley. Yeah. Micah Cole from Sanger.
Yes. Okay.
Malachi Fisher, Tulare Western. Armand Arizian, who was Lucas's teammate. Silas Rodriguez from Memorial. And I really hope I didn't forget anybody.
I think that sounds about right. I was studying the rosters earlier. Yeah. So there you go. All right, we'll correct it at the end of the show if you stumble upon another one. All right, so, how important is that to you, right? Yeah. The local kids are being not only recruited by you, but they choose to come to Fresno Pacific.
Yeah, it's everything. I think, like, we're really proud of what our institution does, and we're proud of it whether people take notice and whether we get accolades or not. I think if you're going to survive at Fresno Pacific as a staff member for a decade like I have, or my staff who has a lot of continuity, you really believe in the transformational opportunities available to young people. So it's the platform. We talked earlier about the Save Mart Center. Like, I'm really fired up to watch Lucas Jones drain his first 3 against the Dogs on Monday night. I'm really fired up for Logan Kilbert to get an and one going to the rim. I can't wait because they earned it. They sweat for years. They've been going to that place. It's really, really cool to be the person that gets to put those guys in front of their peers, in front of their city, and be like, hey, these are people you can root for. These are guys you can be proud of. I don't ever want to lose that. I think we have 9 total local guys on our roster, 7 in that freshman class. This is year 10 for our staff. I think we've had 35 guys from the central section wear a FPU jersey. It's something that's been gifted to us that we take really, really seriously, our responsibility to steward that and continue to provide those opportunities for our local athletes. It's really, really important to us.
Awesome. I can't wait for that either. I'm excited. I'm excited to see these guys tear it up on the court this year. I got to ask you guys, both shooters, right? You got the shooter's mentality. Loukas, you've probably put up 100,000 shots, if not more, in your career. What's the most threes, though, you've ever made in a row?
Most threes I've ever made in a row, I think it was with my dad, just doing a workout at Clovis North. I think it was around 50 or something like that. So, yeah.
50 or something like that?
Yeah.
Humble guy.
Around there.
Humble guy in the Joe's family.
50 or something like that. Okay. All right. We'll go with that. Let's call it 54.
Yeah.
Call it 54.
It's a good number.
Logan, what about for you? Do you know how many?
Yeah, so last year we actually did a shooting drill. We all kind of saw how many we could make in a row, and I made 73 in a row.
from all over the three-point range or top of the key?
No, it was off in the corner.
One spot.
One spot. Do we have that one confirmed? We could confirm with your dad 50-something in a row for Loukas.
Call up Coach Jones.
Come on. Who are you shooting with?
Oh, shooting my coaches.
Okay.
We can get him on the phone.
All right.
We can let him know.
All right. Oh, that's amazing. All right. We are actually going to bring in IAP and Seth right now. Give them the old way. I think they're probably back there playing some foosball or something. But we got some questions from the Fresno Pacific University campus. I believe they're going to be from some other student athletes from other programs. So come on in, guys. We're going to do the old share microphone, lean in. All right. All right. Take it away. Here we go.
What's up, guys? So we do have a few questions, and our first question is for Coach Haydock. So last week we asked Coach Tino about their team motto, and now we want to hear yours. First things first, what does that mean to you?
Should have led the show with this. I'm going to take all 55 minutes. I think first thing stand first, I think for me, it's our way of articulating the FPU way. I think I am really privileged to do what I do and do it in a way that we're really proud of what we do being counterculture. So we're super uninterested in the transactional business nature of college sports, and we're super invested in the transformational nature of college sports. So first thing stand first is honoring my relationship with our team, their relationship with each other, their relationship with school, their relationship with fear, with work ethic, our responsibility as leaders on our campus. It means all of those things in terms of we're not going to get confused about any level of narcissism or special treatment because we can sometimes put a ball in a hoop. It means all those things. I'd go on forever, but I'll try to cut it there.
No, great. That's perfect. Thank you. Isaac, we asked this last week to also a graduate student, Leah, and we want to hear you as well. So you must have many memories over your time at Fresno Pacific. So what's one that sticks out to you the most?
I would definitely say the team retreat that we do at Casa Pacifica. I think it's just a great chance for the whole team to bond and get to know each other better. And it's just we don't really get much service just out there anyway, so we can't even really be on our phone. So it really just allows us to fully engage with each other and just enjoy the experience, enjoy the moment off the court. And I feel like that's where you get closest with your teammates. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Loukas, playing at the next level while remaining in Fresno is a big decision. So what led to that, and how special is it for you to play here?
Something that has led to that is, the coaching staff in general. They really pushed for me to be here, and they really showed that they truly do care about not just the type of player you are, but the person you are. And what this means it means a lot to me, just being able to play in front of my family and all my friends. So yeah, it's a super cool feeling, and yeah, super excited.
Ooh, thank you. Logan, Preston is playing college hoops. How has witnessing your brother's journey shaped your own?
So ever since we were little, we would always play one-on-one in the backyard. So he's kind of shaped my game to where it is. And just watching him when he was at Memorial and West, I got to see the kind of worth ethic he put in. And yeah, he shaped my game, to be honest.
Thank you. And lastly, for Seth, at practice, in the classroom, or around campus, who is the most serious and least serious teammate that you guys have?
Talk about on the spot.
Okay. Off rip, most serious teammates definitely IP. Yeah, he keeps to himself for sure. You never see that man smile. It's rare. And then, least serious?
A lot of candidates here.
That's hard. Nah. I don't know. Our whole team is full of goofballs, to be honest. So, yeah, I couldn't give you a least serious.
Cool. Thank you. So for what's next for the Sunbirds, volleyball started their match against Dominican at home as we went on air. They're currently 2-0 against Dominican, and they are up. They will go on to host Hawaii Pacific on Saturday at 2 p.m. and Hawaii Hilo on Monday at 6 p.m. Both men and women's swim will host a dual meet against Westmont to head off a jam-packed Saturday at 10 a.m., hosted at Sunnyside High School. Women's and men's soccer will round out the action for the Sunbirds on Saturday, their last home game of the season. The women will host Concordia Irvine at 4:30 p.m. and the men at 7:30 p.m., respectively. Women's and men's basketball will each play an exhibition up the street in the Save Mart Center against the Bulldogs of Fresno State on Monday night, with the women tipping off at 5 p.m. and the men at 7:30. Thank you. Back to you, Paul.
All right, great job there, Zach. That is a wrap. Thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate it, as always. Good job, guys.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. For sure.
There you go. All right, make sure you guys tune in for that game. Really excited for that 790 ESPN. Fresno Pacific, Fresno State. Thank you guys for listening. Appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of the week, and go Birds.
You're listening to the home of the Fresno Pacific Sunbirds, KFPT Clovis 790 ESPN.